Good morning. Government Degree College, Mahbubad, Telangana State. Department of Commerce, Business Statistics, Paper 1, Learning Resource, prepared by G. Srinivas, Assistant Professor of Commerce. This subject is meant for BCom second year, third semester students. One of the core subjects of business statistics is one of the core subjects of BCom second year, third semester students. Business statistics is consistent of 5 units of syllabus. Among the 5 units of syllabus, we are going to discuss first unit. In this first unit, we have to discuss origin and development of statistics, definition and importance of statistics, scope of statistics, limitations of statistics, and distrust of statistics. And also, we have to discuss in this unit 1 statistical investigation. In this topic, planning of statistical investigation, census method and sampling methods, collection of primary and secondary data, and also statistical errors and approximation, classification of data and tabulation of data, and frequency distribution. After completion of this topic, we enable to understand the origin, development, meaning, definition, characteristics, importance, and limitations of statistics. Now let us talk about statistics. How did statistics begin? So before going to the origin of statistics, let us try to understand few words about statistics. The word statistics conveys a variety of meanings to people. To some, statistics is an imposing form of mathematics, whereas to others, it suggests tables, charts, and figures commonly found in newspapers, journals, books, various reports, speeches, classroom lectures, TV, etc. Almost daily, we are exposed to variety of assortment of numerical information, which often has a profound impact on our lives. For example, we come across statements like, as per 2011 census, there are 940 females per 1,000 males in India compared to 933 females in the last census, whereas in Russia, there is 1170 females per 1,000 males. So this is explains. So what is statistics? So statistics is consisting of numbers. Numbers play an essential role in statistics. They provide the raw material of statistics. These material must be processed to be useful, just as crude oil must be refined into petrol before it can be used by an automobile engine. The study of statistics involves methods of refining numerical and non-numerical information into useful forms. Now, let us discuss how did statistics begin and brief history of statistics too. It may be interesting in point out that statistics is not a new discipline, but as old as the human society itself. It has been used right from the existence of life on Earth. Though its use was very much limited. In the good olden days, statistics was regarded as the science of statecraft and was the byproduct of the administrative activity of the state. It has been the traditional function of governments to keep records of population, births, deaths, taxes, crop yields, and many other types of activities. Counting and measuring these events may generate many kinds of numerical data. Let us see origin of word statistics. The word statistics comes from Latin word statista, Italian word statistica, German word statistic, which means a political state or statement's part. It was first used by Professor Gottfried Aschenwald, a professor in Marlborough in 1749, to refer to the subject matter as a whole. Aschenwald defined statistics as the political science of the several countries. The word statistics appeared for the first time in the famous book Elements of Universal Erudition by Baron J.F. Owen Beefield, translated by W. Hooper, MD. One of its chapters is entitled Statistics and contains a definition of the subject as the science that teaches us what is the political arrangements of all the modern states of the known world. The science of statistics is to have originated from two main sources, government records and mathematics. The concept and meaning of statistics. The word statistics has many meanings. Many meanings. As a product, it considered as data. As a process, it considered as a statistical methods, and as an application, methods and theories. Now let us look at definitions of statistics. There are as many definitions of statistics as there are authors. There have been many definitions of the term statistics. Indeed, scholarly articles have carefully collected together hundreds of definitions. In 1869, Quetelet collected 180 definitions. 180 definitions of statistics. Somehow defined statistics as statistical data in the plural sense, whereas others statistical methods in a singular sense. A few definitions are analytical exam below. Webster defined statistics as the classified facts representing the conditions of the people in a state, especially those facts which can be stated in numbers or in tables of numbers or in any tabular or classified arrangement. The above definition is too narrow as it confines the scope of statistics to only such facts and figures which relate to conditions of the people in a state. Euler and Kendall defines statistics thus: by statistics we mean quantitative data affected to a marked extent by multiplicity of causes. This definition is also less comprehensive than the one given by Professor Horace Sechrist. He has given an important definition. According to him, statistics as the aggregate of facts affected to marked extent by the multiplicity of causes numerically expressed, enumerated, or estimated according to a reasonable standard of accuracy, collected in a systematic manner for the predetermined purpose and placed in relation to each other. This definition has been given by Horace Sechrist. This is one of the important, and it covers, it explains all the important features or characteristics of statistics. This definition clearly points out certain characteristics which numerical data must possess in order that they may be called statistics. There are as follows. Then characteristics of statistics. Statistics are aggregate of facts. Single and isolated figures are not statistics for the simple reason that such figures are unrelated and cannot be compared. To illustrate, if it is stated that the income of Mr. X is rupees 10 lakhs per annum, this would not constitute statistics, although it is a numerical statement of fact. Similarly, single figure relating to production, sale, birth, employment, purchase, accident, etc. cannot be recorded statistics, although aggregates of such figures would be statistics because of their comparability and relationship as part of common phenomenon. Now, the second characteristic of statistics is they are affected to a marked extent by multiplicity of causes. It means, generally speaking, facts and figures are affected to a considerable extent by a number of forces operating together. For example, statistics of production of rice are affected by a rainfall, quality of soil, seeds, and manure, methods of cultivation, etc. It is very difficult to study separately the effect of each of these forces on the population of the production of rice. The same is true of statistics of prices, imports, exports, sales, profits, etc. Now, the third characteristic is they are numerically expressed. All statistics are numerical statements of facts, that is, expressed in numbers. Qualitative statements such as the population of India is rapidly increasing, or the production of wheat is not sufficient, or India is a poor country, do not constitute statistics. The reason is that such a statement are vague and one cannot make out anything from them. On the other hand, the statement, the estimated population of India in the terminal year of the 11th 5 plan, that is 2012, is 120 crore, is a statistical statement. They should be enumerated or estimated according to reasonable standard of accuracy. It means facts and figures about any phenomenon can be derived in two ways, by actual counting and measurement, or by estimate. Estimates cannot be as precise and accurate as actual counts or measurements. For example, an estimate that 10 lakh people witnessed the Republic Day parade does not mean exactly 10 lakhs. It may be a few hundreds or thousands more or less. On the other hand, if we count the number of students in a class and they say that there are 100 students, this figure would be 100% accurate because we can count easily the students of in a class. In many cases, 100% accuracy of numbers may be difficult to attain. Therefore, the degree of accuracy desired largely depends upon the nature and object of the inquiry. The numbers or the data are collected in a systematic manner for a predetermined purpose. If we want to collect any data before going to collect statistical data, the data should be suitable. For this purpose, the collecting statistics, a suitable plan of data collection should be prepared and the work carried out in a systematic manner. Data collected in a haphazard manner would very likely lead to fallacious conclusions. And also, the statistics are collected for a predetermined purpose. The purpose of collecting data must be decided in advance. The purpose should be specific and well defined. A general statement of purpose is not enough. For example, if the objective is to collect data on unemployment, it would not serve any useful purpose unless one knows whether he wants to collect data on the country or state or in a district. So when you are going to collect the data, the basic purpose of the data should be keep in mind. And also, finally, they should be placed in relation to each other. If numerical facts are to be called statistics, they should be comparable. Statistical data are often compared period-wise or region-wise. For instance, the population of India at a particular point of time may be compared with that of earlier years or with the population of other countries, say the USA, the UK, China, etc. Valid comparisons can be made only if the data are homogeneous, that is, relate to the same phenomenon or subject, and only likes are compared with likes. It would be meaningless to compare the height of elements with the height of human beings. In the absence of above characteristics, numerical data cannot be called statistics, and hence all statistics are numerical statements of facts, but all numerical statements of facts are not statistics. Now let us discuss about growth and development of statistics. The modern statistics, development of modern statistics, growth and development started after Industrial Revolution. There are two main reasons for growth and development of statistics. One is increased demand for statistics. The second one is decrease cost of statistics. The present century, considerable development has taken place in the field of business and commerce, governmental activities and science. Statistics helps in formulating suitable policies, and as such, its need is increasingly being felt in all these spheres. Therefore, there is a huge demand for statistics. to take any decision, or to form any policy, there is a need of statistics. So this is the one reason for development of statistics. And the other reason is decreasing cost of statistics. The time and cost of collecting data are very important limiting factors in the use of statistics. However, with the development of electronic machines such as calculators, computers, etc., the cost of analyzing data has considerably gone down. This has led to the increasing use of statistics in solving various problems.